properties. Oh, that's why. Stereo. There we go. Sorry about that. I don't know why it defaulted back over to the other thing, but we should be good now. Yeah, if you guys, this is definitely a tornado on the ground here. Make sure that you guys are in your safe spots out there. Again, definitely a tornado in progress out over here. Sorry, just doing a couple of small things just to get the stream set up while we multitask. A tornado on the ground here in Indiana. Again, a tornado is located right here just to the east of Emerson, and then it's moving off towards Bicknell, Edwardsport, Johnstown. All need to be in their safe spots. Again, this is a tornado that is in progress here. There's your debris signature lining up with our reflectivity and our velocity couplet, meaning that this tornado is on the ground. Let me see if we have any cameras out here. I don't think so. Our closest one is to the south. Let me see if we have any chasers out there as well. Oops, wrong thing. Let me put that there. And then that, YouTube. Looks like Noah Miller is out there. He's covering the flash flooding that's going on. He is not near the south. Let me see if CJ's out there. Nope. Connor? Nope. Peggy Tornado? Oh, okay, we do not have any chasers. Latest scan is in, still a tight couplet, and now our debris signature is much larger here. So we definitely still have a tornado in progress. Again, this is just to the north of Bruceville. This is moving off towards Bicknell and Edwardsport. Again, this is a tornado in progress just to the north of Emerson, Indiana. We're over here just in southwestern Indiana, and this storm is definitely got a tornado on the ground. The velocities aren't super strong yet, so I don't think we're talking about a strong tornado yet. So just make sure you're in your safe spots. But I will tell you, that's a lot of debris being lofted there. So indicating that this is impacting the folks that live just in East Emerson, and that is going to be continuing off towards Bicknell and Edwardsport, Indiana. So you guys need to continue to be in your safe spots. Also, back over out here to the west, we have a tornado that is observed out kind of in the middle of nowhere. In Wyoming. There's no cities to warn, but if this does make its way up towards Upton and Newcastle, still with that tornado threat with it, we'll let you guys know. Yeah, they have officially observed this tornado now. Let me turn off observer mode for now, just so we're not getting distracted from what is at hand here. Yeah, right there in that area, just to the north of Bruceville. Still waiting on that latest scan to come in. Should come in at any moment. Any moment. Let me go ahead and bring up chat while we're waiting for the next scan. That. And that. Should be good. Watching from Live Oak, Florida. Welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for all you do. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Yeah, is actually... Okay, Noah Miller, Evan... has his screen up too. Yeah, Noah Miller, he's not near this storm. He's covering the flooding, which could be important. There's been a lot of flooding out here. I haven't seen. I'll keep him up on the side, but let me see if Vince is out there chasing today. He is not. Yeah, we don't have any chasers near this storm. It doesn't really matter. I mean, the facts on the ground are not going to change whether or not we have a chaser there or not. As you can see, this blue dot right there, that's debris being lofted up into the air by an active tornado here just to the east of Emerson. So again, please be in your safe spots there in Bicknell and Edwardsport out over here in Indiana. What about Carmel, Indiana? As of right now, just a lot of rain further up to the north. The people that are going to be in the path of this storm is going to be Washington, Montgomery, Ogden, Lagodi down the line. So unless Carmel is there, then no. Not really expecting much other than potentially some flooding rain. All right, let me get my time working here as well. Perfect. There is a reflectivity to debris ball. Yeah, as of our latest scan, you can see there is a reflectivity debris signature now coming in on this storm. This could be close to a strong tornado here, just north of Bruceville, heading towards Johnstown and Bicknell. Again, if you live near Johnstown and Bicknell, you need to be in your safe spots. The velocities aren't particularly strong, but we might not be getting a full picture. One thing is for certain, this storm is definitely picking up a lot of debris. So again, you can even see this little pink area. That is the debris showing up on our radar, our reflectivity, which is, you don't see that very often. And we got a tight couplet right there, and this big blue area right in here. As you can see, just north of Bruceville, that is your tornado that is in progress there. It's just north of Bruceville, going to be heading again towards Bicknell and Johnstown. So please continue to be in your safe spots with this storm. This is an observed tornado that is on the ground here. I do not have sub only on. I think monetization is on, hopefully. Yeah, monetization is on. I do not have sub only on. Let me turn that on. Thank you for reminding me. Boundary interaction, kind of. But not really. No, this storm. So all of this up here is kind of capped out environment, not really super favorable for really anything other than heavy rain and a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings every now and then. But just right in here, that surface inversion ends. And we have around 100 to 150 SRH right around this storm. There is a boundary there. But it seems like this storm is north of that boundary, if you ask me, or it could be kind of curling into it. I think what happened is we got a little nudger into the inflow, and that is really loud for some stronger velocities or some stronger flow into the inflow, briefly allowing the storm to really strengthen over there just north of Bruceville. It's got our latest scan in again. Still have a tight couplet and a tornado in progress here. Looks like this storm is going, this tornado might be tracking a little bit to the south here now. Yes, it is tracking a little bit to the south, more towards Bruceville. This is like a weird occlusion. Not even really an occlusion, but it's just a weird track for it to take. It's going pretty much directly south. So if you're in Bruceville, make sure that you are in your safe spots as this is taking a little bit of an unexpected turn. You can see that the tornado warning is pointed this way, but our tornado itself is actually moving south towards Bruceville. So if you live in Bruceville, get into your safe spots. If you're not there already, you got a tornado bearing down on you right now. We also got another supercell forming down to the south that we got to watch for. It also has a merger coming up from the south, and that's kind of what kicked this storm off. So we got to watch for the same kind of pattern here further down to the south, and that would be bringing tornadic conditions close to Frishton, maybe a little bit closer to Wheatland as well. Big time weekend. I mean, it's definitely a tight couplet, and we definitely still have a tornado on the ground. So saying it's weakened just off of the velocity couplet when you are, not right next to the radar, it's, it's kind of hard to say for sure. Let's see. I think it's probably the result of the boundary, but we can agree to disagree. Yes, we will definitely agree to disagree. I guess the storms firing off the boundary that are feeding these storms. I mean, you can see the boundary right here. So we got boundary here, and we got a boundary here. Our tornado is up here. So I think it's the storms that are firing off the boundary that are helping this storm mature into a decent shear environment. Again, we had like around 150 storm relative velocity right around this storm. So I'm still keeping my eye on it. Latest scan again, if you're just now tuning in, we have a tornado in progress up here just to the north of Bruceville, and that is moving towards Bruceville. So watch out there in Bruceville. Our latest scan is indicating that this storm is tracking to the south a tad. Hopefully that misses Bruceville just by a little bit, but then that puts Johnson and Bicknell into the path. So really no good scenario with this if it stays on the ground. Emergency management has reported damage. Yeah. That makes sense. Storm in Wyoming might do something soon. It is tornado warned, or was tornado warned, but they have allowed that to expire. Still not really near anybody yet, but again, if it gets to Uptown and Newcastle and you guys start to get notable warning there, we'll try to keep up with it. Shouldn't have too much happening today. This should hopefully be a little brief threat unless we continue to just get these mergers and these little supercells form on the southern side. We could actually get multiple tornadoes out of this. Okay, our latest scan really looks like this thing has weakened. Still might be some debris fallout or maybe still a weak tornado there near Bruceville, but it looks like it might be lifting. It looks like it might be lifting at the very least. And then our attention is going to shift back down to here. Are we going to get another area of rotation develop and then see another supercell try to become tornadic? Very, very interesting meso environment, small environment here. Very interesting indeed, I will say. Just a very small interactions. Likely fallout. It could be. Yeah, I mean, there's still a little bit of a couplet there. Could be a rope out tornado. Could be fallout. We'll see when the NWS does a survey. Hard to tell, especially when you still... I don't really want to make too many assumptions given the fact that we still see that debris signature there. You scan the couplet, it's gone. Not on storm relative velocities. It's still a couplet there. It's just not very strong. And that could be indicative of a roping out tornado or just a tornado that is lifted. So once we get that latest scan, we should be able to clear that up a little bit better. Don't want to send a happy poop? Then don't. What part of Indiana we're talking about? We're talking about southwestern Indiana, right up here near like the Indianapolis area, super capped out. This storm is just barely reaching into some new instability that is kind of uncapped here. So that's why these storms are able to become tornadic. Okay, latest scan definitely showing no more rotation there. So we can say with 100% confidence that that tornado, man, there's still a lot of debris falling out though. There's still debris co-located with this little area here. But that's likely fallout. This is likely lifted, but just in case, still want Indian Creek and Ragsdale to be in their safe spots. We also have another area of rotation further down to the south that is trying to get its act together, just south of Indian Creek Settlement. I'm going to keep an eye on that. You can see there is some rotation kind of wrapping around in that area. So this could be our next one. If you live over there near Weakland, make sure that you are prepared to be in your safe spots just in case that storm does get organized. Again, you don't need to be in your safe spots right now, but you need to be prepared to be in your safe spots. Send angry poop instead. Is there an option for that? Where's the tornado out at? It just lifted. But if we come over here to our correlation coefficient, we can kind of show you what the storm did in the past here. So we had a little merger that came into the storm, and then that caused some rotation. Our tornado probably started just to the south of Busaran. Unfortunately, either hit southern Emerson or went right into Emerson. And then you can see that debris signature really started to pop up there just to the east of Emerson. And then the storm took a southerly track after that. It was going east and took a southerly track as it died into Bruceville. And now we have a lot of debris fallout, which is likely, a tornado off the ground at this point. But just in case it's not, still want folks to be in their safe spots. This is still kind of traveling to the south. Might miss Indian Creek with some of that debris. Hey, thank you, Dave, for sending a gifted membership. Thank you so much. How am I? I'm doing all right. Man, I coded all the way until after I ended the stream, coded all the way until 3 a.m. Woke up, been coding all the way up to this moment, but I've been watching. I have been watching. I've been keeping an eye on this storm. I looked on mesoscale analysis probably about an hour ago, and I noticed this. I came over to the Cape Surface Dynamics. You see that little storm right there? That's our storm, reaching into about 3,000 joules per kilogram there. We have decent mid-level lapse rates too around that storm, and lower level lapse rates. We also have, a lot of 3 Cape around that storm around 175. And we also have storm relative velocity near 100, 150. So I was like, oh, wow, yeah, if those storms can mature and become isolated, that can produce a tornado. So I've been watching this storm for probably about an hour or two while I've been coding. I mean, I've just been waiting for it to try, and it tried, and it did it. That's why I was able to go live as soon as that tornado warning, because I was just set up and ready to go. What language am I coding in? Spanish. Just kidding. I could be like, it's either like Python, sometimes it's Java. Visual Studio had a big date this morning. I haven't upgraded it or updated it yet. Okay, yeah, the tornado has definitely lifted by this point. So we're still tracking, though, some debris fallout with this storm. So if you live near Indian Creek Settlement, watch out. There's probably debris still falling out of the sky just south of Bruceville. It shouldn't miss you. I think the debris is sinking down to the south. It might actually come closer to like in between like Frishton and Wheatland. Yeah, unfortunately, that storm in Wyoming is a little bit in like a weird spot here. It's kind of in a radar hole, so we don't really have a good view of what's happening with it, but definitely do have some mid-level circulation there. Just did have an observed tornado earlier today, so you know, if this gets to Newcastle still with that or closer to Rapid City, you know, we might have to pay a little bit more attention to it, but right now it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. And thank you, T-Dust, for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Welcome in, welcome in. If you get a membership from T-Dust, make sure you're saying thank you. Looks like Tabletop Geek got one. Nice. Thank you to Bunny and Andrea for subscribing as well. Guys, if you haven't hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. And also consider donating. All of this, you know, being able to go live as fast as this with all these programs and be ready to go, we need to have money to do that. If we don't have money, we can't do it. So please help us with our $5,000 goal for the month. Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal down below. Be very helpful. I promise it'll go to good things. Go to good things. Like, no, never mind. I was about to make a really horrible joke. But there's probably kids watching, so I'll refrain from that joke. That would have been a banger joke. Is the storm anywhere near Fort Wayne in Indiana? No, Fort Wayne is all the way up to the north. Yeah, this is southern Indiana. So like the biggest city maybe in the next path would be like Lagooty. But these are all a little bit lower populated areas of Indiana. Feel such a banger? Nah, there's probably like kids watching or something. The whole family's watched the stream sometimes. Don't want to make that joke during a tornado warning. Maybe after it expires, but the moment's already kind of passed, so it's over. All right, that little rotation that we're still watching for to the south is not really formed yet. We did get a merger, and that one looks like it was a little bit deconstructive for this storm. Still kind of latched onto this boundary. I'm watching over here near Monroe City for maybe our next area to try to develop some rotation. A lot of leaves and branches covering the roads. Yeah, probably. Did you know a meteor shower is happening tonight? I do, and I'm going to be watching it from my house because I have very low light pollution where I live. Thanks for subscribing, Jessica and Ronnie. Welcome to the Fry family. Hopefully you guys are doing all right. St. Francis, Illinois. Let me see where that is. St. Francis, Illinois. St. Francis, Illinois. You guys are good up there. I'm not really expecting much that far up to the north. Bro, Texas really needs the rain. I know. I think you come on my stream every day and say that, and you know.
Curdy donated $10.
Hey, thank you for the $10 donation.
Alabama.
From Shannon, thank you so much. You're living northeast Alabama. Let me come over here. You live near me. Yeah, watch out. We do have a little bit of pop-up thunderstorms out here. None of them should be too severe, but every now and then one might have a little bit of a downburst with it. Hey, thank you for sending a goat trophy for 1,000 jewels. Thank you, thank you. Give Texas rain or give us death. Yeah, that's kind of how it goes. If you don't got rain, you don't got water. Yeah, pretty much. What's good? Just chilling. Just chilling, been coding all day. I'm watching the weather. As usual. Do I know what a Whataburger is? Yes. There's one 15 minutes away from me, and I never go there. Severe weather should be more mesoscalish from now on. Until we get into like September and October, this summer-like pattern should quit. Should start to get some bigger intrusions of cold air and some more typical severe weather. In their eclipse today? Yeah, but we can't see it from the United States. That tornado was about an hour away from you. Wow. Chatting with NWS meteorologists too? Nope. They have declined to comment. Will Lagudi be okay? For now, yes. This really depends on... It seems like this northern storm is now becoming mostly a rain threat. And this next one, if it does form rotation, which it's trying to, is going to be going to your south. Yeah, latest scan, it is still a little bit strung out. It is struggling to organize. Looks like maybe too many mergers right now. Maybe too many mergers. Today's not a big tornado threat, but hey, we already got one, so you never know. It could happen again. Storm is going to Hawaii is officially formed, by the way. Oh, it is. Let me see. Why isn't that popping up? That one pops up. Did it just now officially form? I know either a tropical storm or a hurricane is possible for Hawaii. We'll do a forecast on that later if we have time. I know we have a couple of Hawaii viewers, but they don't really tune in anymore. But I'm sure if I did a live stream, they would all come over. So I might not do many forecasts on it, but I'm definitely going to be doing... Oh, we let the tornado warning expire finally. That's good. Bedford is going to be to the north of this. You guys are going to be fine. And thank you, Alicia, for becoming a WIMD member. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hope Texas gets rain soon, but also there's dust coming from the Sahara Desert today. Interesting. Into Texas? You love the background music? Thank you. It's supposed to kind of keep you in a little bit more of a joyful mood during these intense moments. Yeah, still watching for some reorganization over here south of west of Wheatland. That's kind of the main thing we're watching out for. Monroe City on the ground. Don't think that's a big enough signal unless you're getting a report from somebody else, but that is in the clear air and there's no reflect. Well, there's one more scan, so let's see. You might be getting scans faster than me. No. As you can see, that's in the clear air. So unless there's a report that is like a very rain-free tornado, then that is almost 100%. You see, this debris signature would pop up definitely as reflectivity. So that is clear air contamination. Good try, though. You are trying to learn, which is all good. But this merger is coming in, and the rotation is still kind of there near Monroe City, so it's definitely worth keeping an eye out for it. What about St. Louis? St. Louis is looking pretty clear right now. You do have storms off to your north. Let me see where they're moving. Looks like they are moving down to the south. We'll check your environment. Oops. A little capped out. Little capped out. Let me see if that improves. It does improve throughout the day, but the storms kind of fizzle before they get there. If they can survive, maybe could see some rain or some thunderstorms, but if not, then no. Everything seemed to line up earlier for a tornado. Yes. Just a quick reminder, make sure that you are current on the stream. I thank you, Alicia, for the $2 donation. How about us? What do you mean? The frick am I supposed to say to that? We do have a camera here. How about us? Where? Thank you for the I do appreciate the donation. I really do. Come on now. Can't read your mind. You just wasted $2. If that was the point. I think Evansville will get rocked. I'm not quite sure. I mean, we do have some storms forming over here into a better environment, so it is possible these can become severe and come pretty close to Evansville. We do have a little camera over here south of Vincennes. Does this one work? Maybe we can see some cool boundary action after the rain comes through. I hate when this thing does this. This brings me to my first vape break of the stream. Hayden, Indiana. Yeah, I'll check that out in just a moment. Might be able to see some cool stuff with this camera in just a little bit. The rain should be clearing out any moment. You said Vincennes wrong, and I will continue to do so. Because I like to see you rage. Is there anything in Des Moines? Whew. Let me check. Let me check Des Moines. Let me check the old Des Moines. No. Nope. You are surrounded by traffic cameras, though. Surrounded. All right, still some broad rotation out here. Nothing quite organizing. Looks like we got another supercell trying to go up, but it's immediately going to be adjusting this rain-cooled air. So I'm wondering if this is just one of those really brief, short threats. But I mean, these storms out over here are in, I wouldn't say a better spin environment, a little bit worse of a spin environment, but maybe they could try to do something interesting if they interact with the boundary or with one another. I don't know. What is Des Moines? It's in Iowa. Everybody knows it as Des Moines. Everybody knows it as Des Moines. What do you guys call it? Wait, could you look at, could you use the flock cameras to look at weather? Are those publicly accessible? IBYMI Noah is in stream. Is he? Mr. Noah. Oh, he is. And covering these flash flood emergencies if you want to use my feed. Yeah, I was looking at it earlier. I got a little bit distracted by the tornado on the ground. Let me bring that up, Mr. Noah. Mr. Know-it-all. Mr. Know-it-all. All right, Storm. Chaser. I bet you know a lot about weather. Okay, put that there. And then we do these. Then we do these. Wait for the chat to load. He's in near Newcastle, Indiana, where we have a couple of flash flood emergencies near the Newcastle area. Where is Newcastle? Fortunately, my app, I don't think tells flash flood emergencies. I need to fix that part of the app. Life-threatening flash flooding. Indianapolis extended flash flood warning. Where is Newcastle? Let me do a search. Newcastle, Indiana. That's over here. So what does it look like when I click this? Has issued a flash flood warning, flash flood emergency. So it does say it in the warning. So yeah, I should be able to get that right. Oh, wow. That was a lot of flooding. He just drove by. Hold on. Look at this. That river is busting through the banks a little bit. Illinois is. Mezcal discussion. Nebraska. Scattered thunderstorms will develop throughout the afternoon in Nebraska, Colorado, and Wyoming. Oh, looks like it's
a bit of rushing water over there. All right, here's the worst of it.
Oh, wow. Oh, man, that's all the way over the road. Look at that. This is in Newcastle. Oops. That's not good. Okay, turn around, don't drown. Please. If you live out in these flash flood emergencies, we have multiple out over there. Ooh. Ah. Wait, why is my video capture device off? Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay, let me do this, mute this.
Dang, even more.
Oh, even more flooding. Oh yeah. Look at that.
I see. More.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there's a lot of flooding in Newcastle. All right. So yeah, watch out for that flash flooding up there. That is pretty bad, as you guys can see. It looks like rotation maybe trying to do something again out over here. Kind of hard to tell. Kind of looks like a little bit side loby, but there is some rain kind of looking like it's wrapping around that area. Maybe a little bit on the broader side. Even more flooding. Wow, that's almost going all the way up to that house over there. That one is actually up to that house. Oh my gosh. Those houses are submerged. That's not good. Hopefully they got out of there before that happened. Hopefully they're not still in there. Yeah, we can't use Cody Gherkin. He's an exclusive streamer, which means that nobody else can use him except for whoever hired him. So I'm just gonna delete your message. You didn't know. But yeah, he's exclusive, so we don't like to talk about those guys because we think exclusivity is lame. And they also just don't make as much money when they're exclusive, so don't even know why they do it. It only benefits the people that they sign. Ground is saturated. Heck yeah, it is. Muncie has boat rescues happening. Oh my gosh, that's not good. How am I doing so far? I'm doing all right. Hanging in there, you know, given the fact that I've been working so hard. I'm still somehow still sane, which is surprising. By the time I get to the nighttime, I start to feel insane, but then I start to wake, and then I wake up and I feel great again. So it's been going all right. I just been working nonstop. I have not had one day where I have not been working 12 hours in probably the last month. I haven't really done one day to myself. So, is that coming soon? Probably not. Oh, we got something big happening over here. This again is in Newcastle in the flash flood emergency out here. It's near Moreland, actually. Oh, we just got a new tornado warning. New tornado warning over here.
Tornado warning has been issued for these areas.
I'm guessing it's for this area of rotation right here near Willis. This looks like an NWS issue where they might be on the edge of their warning area, so we might get an extension of this further off to the east in Petersburg. But for now, Willis, Barton's location, and Pond Creek Mills needs to be in their safe spots, as we do have a little bit of rotation. It's not very strong. So we're waiting for almost enough reflectivity for that to be a debris signature, but I don't think that is one. It is co-located. Not sure what to think about that. Probably just clear air. Double check. Where are our cameras? Yeah, no cameras near this, unfortunately. If you guys hear of any, if you guys see of any storm chasers that are actually on this storm, let me know, and maybe we can use them. That would be helpful. Oh, wow. Some more view of the flooding. We got a cemetery flooded. That's just messed up. Okay, Mother Nature. You're being a bee now. That's messed up, man. Oh, yeah, that road over there is completely flooded, too. Wow. Yeah, lots of flooding happening over here. Near New Cross, bad flooding. Not good. Ryan Miller is not real, guys. Ryan Miller is not a real person. He is somebody that steals a bunch of streamers' streams and then he tries to act like he's streaming, but he's not. It's not real. Okay, but you do still have this area's convergence here. Still not a whole lot of strong rotation yet. And yeah, as the rain is wrapped in, that little fake debris signature has gone away. We also have another area of rotation maybe trying to develop over there as well. So definitely some rotation on this storm. After it ingests this merger, does it try again? Does it look like it's kind of becoming a little bit outflow dominant at this moment? But it kind of seems like more that is wrapping into the storm. So there could be a little bit of something there. So just got to keep a close eye on it. It's a robot. I'm not sure if it's a robot per se. It could be, I think it's a real human, but they just steal a bunch of people's footage and then claim it as their own. We get people all the time being like, Ryan Miller has a tornado on stream and he's right there. But we've already confirmed he's just a complete fake channel. All right, latest scan here, still an area of rotation. That's now our new. This is now consolidating just a tad bit more. Still relatively on the weaker side. Still would be in your safe spots if you live just to the east and in Barton's location here in Indiana. Okay, this is tornado warning in the Indiana area. Oh shoot, Chaz, is your food done? 1 second. Sorry. I had his boiling his chicken. Thankfully, you can't overboil chicken. But I've set an alarm on my phone this time so I can actually hear it. Oh boy. I'll come back to this with the tornado on the ground. We got a tornado on the ground again here in Indiana. It's just north of Petersburg. There's your strong area of rotation. There's your debris signature right there. Watch out in Petersburg. You're not in the warning yet, but you need to be in your safe spots. That's a tornado in progress. Still in progress as of our latest scan. Again, coming down towards Petersburg. Let's check those velocities. Not as strong. This one might be a briefer one. Hopefully it lifts before Petersburg. But again, if you live in Petersburg, there is a tornado in progress approaching your area. Approaching your area. Again, there's your debris signature right there. There's your velocity couplet right there, co-located with reflectivity. That's a tornado in progress moving down to the south and east towards Petersburg. Do you know why there are many channels switching away from Radar Omega? No. I mean, Radar Omega is a great program. Just better opportunities, more pay. I would assume weather-wise paid Ryan Hall more than Radar Omega. So he left Radar Omega, and then weather-wise, apparently the guys from weather-wise stole a bunch of code from Radar Omega, and they're getting sued. Well, that's a big debacle. And then there's this big debacle with Max and Radar Omega, where Max went over budget. And Radar Omega and brought on a bunch of chasers that he wasn't supposed to, went over budget. And then Radar Omega was like, we can't pay, we can't give out, any more than our budget that we did for you. And then Max, I guess, got mad and left. But the good news is that even though he went over budget, the Radar Omega still paid the chasers he brought on, which is crazy. But it was more Max's fault than the Chaser's fault. So then he left Radar Omega and went to what's it called? Rutherfront. But Radar Omega is a perfectly fine app. So right here, just the south and east of Barton location. Again, we have a tornado on the ground here in Indiana. We're still waiting on our latest scan to come in. This is approaching Petersburg. Yeah, there's our latest scan. How's our velocities looking? What's going on here? I hate it when it does this. Error. Why are we getting errors? There we go. The latest scan is showing still a little bit of a couplet here and a little bit of a debris signature that could still be a weak tornado on the ground, or it's lifted. So wait one more scan before we declare this off the ground. But if you live in Petersburg, I'd still be in your safe spot for one more scan. Max is your man. I mean, it's more of a business dispute, I won't comment further on it, but that's what happened in Radar Omega. Whether there was communications issues between them, I don't really know. But that's why, he left and a bunch of chasers left because of that. But as far as I'm concerned, Radar Omega did the GOAT move and paid all the chasers that he brought on. So Radar Omega is a GOAT for that. Yeah, there's nothing bad against Max. I don't really know the full story, but I do know that part is accurate. I don't know if it was a miscommunication between one or the other. A little bit of tea for you guys. You're welcome. Okay, definitely no more debris signature here. This was a brief spin up. I still would be in your safe spots there in Petersburg just in case that does try to re-wrap up. And thank you, Darren, Mladen, Sharon, and Blue Thunderbolt for subscribing. How do you check Dayton's rainfall total? Apparently broke a day record. If you're talking about in Weather Circle, you can come over here, go to total precipitation. And yeah, it looks like Dayton got somewhere around like 1 to 2 inches there. Let me see. That's 12 hours ago, 24 hours ago. Like you guys are around 3 inches there. In 72-hour period, you've gotten around 3 to 4 inches in Dayton. So not a whole lot. The big problem has been over here near Muncie and Newcastle, where they've been getting up to 6 to 10 inches of rain, which is not good. That is why we're watching NOAA out over here. Not to be confused with the National Oceanic Administration. This is NOAA, who's out here covering the flash flood emergencies that are out over near Newcastle, Indiana. And we've been seeing a lot of flooding, even flooding that's been getting all the way up to people's houses. So we got a lot of flooding out there, and we've got the updates coming in from NOAA every now and then when he gets to the areas. So we'll keep on switching over to him as long as we're not distracted. Okay, looks like they are extending this down as a severe thunderstorm warning for Petersburg, Winslow, which I think is fine. I think our tornado has lifted. So let me change my title back again. Okay, so now that I got a lot of you guys here, do you prefer the warnings to be on constantly or a little pulse to it? So every now and then you can see the map a little bit clearer, the city's a little bit clearer. I'll show you what it looks like. The warnings stay on, they stay on, and they go away just for a brief moment so you can kind of see everything, and they come back on. What do y'all think about that? Title Max. That's funny. Yeah, I'm in the process of oh shoot, I've really gotta. The next run, it removes. Okay, so I need to do this. I gotta do work on the background because I do have a server open. And it's costing me money, $1 per hour, a whole dollar per hour. So I gotta continue to work on it a little bit on the background. But it's not too much work, just a couple of copy pastas. So is the tornado on the ground still? Says Bonado. No, it is not. It is not on the ground anymore. Constant for you, warning on, you like it. Constant because it seems like it disappears. The warnings can get in the way sometimes. You don't think? All right. Botched idea. The peeps have spoken. We'll turn it off. Constant it is. Pulse is confusing to you? All right. If you say so. I'll take y'all's word for it. I will take y'all's word for it. I trust you guys more than myself. I liked it. Because for me, sometimes the warnings can get in the way and I can't really see the radar too well, but that's a me problem. You guys are really here for the warnings, so it makes sense now that I think about it. If it was a bit faster, a couple seconds on, a couple seconds off, I feel like it'd be better. I feel that. Was it ever on the ground? Yes, it was on the ground for a little bit. Oh my gosh, what is going on? What is that truck doing? Yeah, look at this. This is massive flooding.
That truck.
And that
has
truck is stupid
more
as heck.
guts than I do. I'll tell you that right now.
Bro, you are so lucky you didn't just turn into a boat right there. Oh my gosh, and this other truck's gonna try it too. Dude, you're driving into a lake. That is a lake. How do you even know where the road is? Oh my gosh. Dude, if a little car tries to do that, like a little Prius, it's gonna turn into a boat. It's not that deep. How do you know until you drive into it? Turn around, don't drown. I don't care. You don't know how deep it is. There could be a deeper spot, then all of a sudden you start floating. Looks like fun. I won't lie, floating around in a car in the middle of a flood waters is not really on my to-do list. Hold my beer, I got a truck. Exactly. Question is, do one of these smaller cars try to go through all of that? I mean, it really isn't that deep on the road, but how do you see the road? What if you like deviate off the road into like an actual lake portion? You know?
All right, well, after this truck behind me, we'll...
And then also, it's not just the deepness. The water can get into the engine and frick it up, and then you're just stuck there. You could put floaties on your car. That could work. Does anybody sell truck floaties?
WRXN 463 radio test.
Hey, thank you, Angela, for the $2. Columbus, Indiana?
Maybe.
My gosh, that guy's just ripping through it. He said it's... Send it. All right, let's come back over here. Let me see. Columbia, Indiana. Hang on. Yeah, just flooding. Watch out for that flooding. So where our storm chaser is in Newcastle. They're in a flashlight emergency over there, and I think this one is potentially also a flashlight emergency. Yeah, flashlight emergency for your area. So I would be very careful. Do not drive, and don't do what those guys did, please. And if you see your floodwaters continuing to rise, I would seek higher ground. Get like any creeks or rivers towards you, be really well they're aware. Yeah, a tornado threat here looks like it's dying down a little bit. The storm still has access to some instability though, so I'm still curious to see whether or not it will try again. So we're still keeping an eye on this. It's pushing down to the south. Now more towards like the Boonville, Huntingburg area instead of going more east. And I would drive through any flash flooding. Yeah, feel that. But that's just not worth it. Connorsville, let me see. Flooding. Flash flood emergency for your area. So please be very careful. You're going to see very similar things that we saw on Noah's stream. So just do not drive through those flash flood waters. If you have to go somewhere, and if you live near a river or creek, be watching it like a hawk. Greenwood, Indiana. Okay, let me see. Yeah, I mean, okay, so let me just put it like this. Everybody that's up here, you're watching out for flooding. All right, big time flooding is possible still. So please watch out. If you're further down to the south near like Jasper, Huntingburg, Ferdinand, Santa Claus, Boone, and Evansville. I didn't know Santa Claus lived in Indiana. Well, I'll be darned. I thought he was in the North Pole. Then you're watching out for a severe threat and still potentially tornado threat, depending on if this storm gets its act back together. And it looks like it's trying to form an inflow. So a little early warning on this storm. If that inflow does get organized, it could get warned here in the next 10 to 15 minutes. All right, Chazzy, your chicken is done. And we've been waiting very patiently. Let me just copy and paste this really quick, Chaz. And then I'll go get you some food. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna keep a wider view here. And I'll be right back. I'm just gonna feed him real quick. It shouldn't take that long. Alrighty, thank you so much for being patient. I know. Doing stuff in the middle of a stream. How boring is that? I can't believe it. Evan left for 5 seconds. Cancel Evan. Cancel him now. I don't like the way this storm looks. Not gonna lie. Good news is, rotational wise, it's not super strong yet, but we are starting to see a new rotation couplet starting to form near Campbellton. So watch out there in Winslow. You have been warned that this could be getting tornado warned soon. You should have your plan in place right now just in case, because this storm is wrapping up. That inflow is still strong. Gotta wait for that next scan to come in. Hopefully it's good news instead of bad news. It does have the look. Yes, it does. A lot of times, I mean, we do have an outflow boundary here, so there is some hope. But if that wraps around and increases the vorticity, this might be our strongest attempt yet. We'll see. Just double check to make sure we don't have any cameras nearby. Yeah, no cameras nearby. Closest one in Lagodi. What is a dog dad? A dad that loves his dog like a son. Okay, yeah. This is definitely getting very close to tornado. They're going to be warning this any second now. So if you live in Winslow, Ashire, Ayrshire, Servant, Hartwell Junction, and Author, and Velpin. I'd be in your safe spots honestly already, because I mean, this is this is almost tornado imminent here, getting very close to it. Well, you can wait. You can honestly wait. And to prove that you can wait, we're gonna go look at this giant flood really quick. But I would suggest you do get in your safe spots. And this is big flooding here. Look at that. River's completely over this road. This is one of the types of roads you do not want to drive over. But we'll probably see a truck try soon. This is up just to the east of Newcastle.
Okay, I'm gonna get this recorded. Well, I'm gonna give you guys a view real quick.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That is a full-on lake. Hey, just got the new scan in. Let's find out. Please good news, please good news, please good news. Oh no, that's bad news. That's bad news. It's getting closer. Getting closer every scan. Come on, Outflow Boundary, kill the storm. Winslow, you need to be in your safe spots. That's very close. I'd just be there. I just like it could be next scan tornado on the ground. You only got a couple of minutes to react. I'd just already be in your safe spots here in Ayrshire, Winslow, because that's close. It's not quite there yet, but it's close. And if it does get warned, you're gonna have very little lead time. So you might as well just take this warning seriously. Hopefully no one tries to drive through that flood. I really feel like they're going to get pushed away into those trees. And the fact that we're not seeing any cars being pushed away into those trees, that's good news. I have a cute dog. Yes, I do. I have merch, dog merch too, on my main page. If you guys want to purchase some dog merch, a little Chazzy in a puddle. Oh boy. Latest scan is in. Still no debris ball. It's still right on the edge. Still right on the edge. That is so close to producing a tornado. I'd still be in your safe spots there in Winslow. You're going to get a direct hit by that circulation, whether it's on the ground or not. And now if they issue a warning, you're going to have even less lead time. So I just get there just to be safe. And mainly just because this is looking healthy. It's really wrapping that inflow in. We do have a merger coming, but it might be too late. Tropical storm Cristobal has formed in the Atlantic. Yes, it has. Over here. Over here, we go over to our satellite. And then we can go over to our GOES Westful Disk Clean IR. It doesn't really look like much. Doesn't look like it's going to be very long-lived. You can see that circulation. It's probably better to see it in visible. You can just barely see it. The sunlight is fading out there, though. Why is this an hour behind? Oh, no, it's not. Okay. Little swirl. Little swirl. We're watching this little swirl back over here, too. We got a couple swirls out there. All right, see if we have our latest scan in yet. We do not yet. Still waiting on that latest scan to come in. Thank you, Lindsay, for subscribing. I do appreciate that. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel or liked the stream yet, please consider it. It does help out a lot. And also, look down here. Please consider donating. This helps us fund the channel. At Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, we get that money immediately, and it's 100%. So if you got a couple extra spare dollars, please send them our way. It really does help us fund these operations, and also consider on YouTube as well. Oh man, that's tight. This is literally probably dropping a tornado right over Winslow, and it's not even warned yet. So thankfully we were here. Winslow, I hope you guys are okay there. I'm not seeing a debris signature yet, but that is a tight couplet, and it likely, this tornado, if it forms, will likely form. It's likely on the ground now, just not showing debris yet. or it's going to be on the ground by the next scan, into southern Winslow. Again, this is Winslow, Indiana, and unfortunately, you guys are getting a direct hit by what seems to be like a most likely another tornado there. That's not good. The tsunami stream almost a year ago, that was crazy. We will be covering that if that tropical storm, or if the hurricane actually does make landfall in Hawaii, tropical storm or hurricane, we will cover it for sure. I know we got a lot of people from Hawaii that are subbed to the channel. You've just been waiting to see me again, surely. And we do have cameras throughout Hawaii too. This is not good though. Not good. Surprised. Okay, they should have already issued a warning on this by now. I mean, should be a warning on it. I'm sure they're working on it. Tornado Alley has moved to Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky, and Ohio. Yep. Just more warmth. More warmth, especially during the summer months, brings up more instability further up to the north. You get these little short waves. Any little jet stream perturbation is going to cause these kind of storms. Man, I really hope we don't see a debris signature next scan, because that means Winslow got a direct hit. Yep, debris signature. This is on the ground. Winslow did get what appears to be a direct hit. Not good. Not good. And there wasn't even a warning. Rotation is not as tight as strong, so hopefully it was a weaker tornado. But that velocity couplet, could support, potentially a little bit stronger than weaker. The latest scan came in. We still have a debris signature on this storm. That could be it lifting or still just barely on the ground now, just south of Winslow. Heading towards Augusta. I'm going to go just to the west of Hartwell Junction. This is our third tornado of the stream. Man, look at this flash flooding over here. Go back just a little bit. It's almost over that stop sign there. And look how much it pushes up against those trees.
I'm gonna get out and take some videos of this real quick.
Don't get too close. It's like halfway up that sign. So yeah, definitely too deep to drive over. How was that not warned? Don't ask me. They must be on a bathroom break. But NWS people will come in here and they'll be like, you're an idiot. What are you doing? You're just a stupid YouTuber. You're just a stupid YouTuber. Why are you complaining about us not warning a storm and Winslow getting smacked by a tornado? You don't know what you're talking about. It's like, well, if I don't know what I'm talking about, then why do we keep catching you guys off guard? Huh? I get it. We got to respect the NWS. Sure. But they're not perfect, and they need to be held accountable when they frig up. They do that. They've been doing that to me on Twitter for like the past 5 days. They just keep coming onto my Twitter, and they're like, "Oh, you're an idiot for calling us idiots for warning that storm in Baltimore the other day." Latest scan here, looks like we still have a debris signature, but that's likely debris spreading out. Could also still be a weak NATO on the ground. I do want to wait one more scan before we declare this off the ground. But I would still be in your safe spots in Augusta. Again, this is an unwarned tornado that just hit Winslow and is now moving down to the south and east. But they have a very thankless job. Sure, I get that. But everybody needs to be held accountable. I get it. I get it. But you got to be held accountable. Your job is to cover a very small area.
A tornado warning indicating a tornado is on the ground has been issued for these areas. Please seek shelter immediately.
Well, I was a little late. Not even for this storm? It has to be. Why isn't it showing up on the app? There it is. There it is. They finally warned it after it hit Winslow. Winslow can come out of their safe spots. Hopefully all you guys are okay. Hopefully they were watching the channel. If not, then they just got blindsided and didn't even know. Next in line for this tornado is going to be Augusta, Hartwell, Fritz Corner, Pikeville, and Stendal. You guys need to be in your safe spots there. Our rotation isn't as strong, but there still does appear... Oh, wait, our latest scan did just come in. There still appears to be a debris signature, so this still could very well be like a weak NATO on the ground. There's still some tight circulation there, so I still don't want to declare this off the ground yet. Thank you. Comcast have been slow relaying warnings across the country. There's something wrong with their systems. Maybe. That could be it. That could be it. Well, we'll be expecting a full statement from them. If they do not do a full statement, then, you know. Then I'll still be mad. Yeah, Kentucky was having problems yesterday with their warning system, and then maybe they're having problems with their warning system over here in Indiana. I don't know. But we're here nonetheless to cover the gap, I guess, no matter what. So latest scan with this storm, still some decent rotation and likely either a tornado that is lifted or a tornado that is still on the ground. So it's one of the two. It's hard to tell. Given that it's not a very deep debris signature, we do still have co-location of everything right now. So I'm going to still classify that as a tornado on the ground. Not happy about how calm it just got near Bedford. Where is Bedford? I thought it was somewhere around where you were. Somewhere around where we are here. Think it might rain in the U.S. today. You may be right. It's got a new severe thunderstorm warning back over here, but let me turn off observer mode again. Sorry. Just want to stay focused on this storm since we have a tornado in progress. Our newest scan has come in. There still is a little bit of something here, but our velocity couplet is broadening out, so that is likely debris fall out there. But I still would be in your safe spots there in Hartwell, Fritz Corner, and Stendal just in case. Curious, how long does the process take to issue a warning? From the discussion, from decision is made to warn a warning statement. Usually they're on it pretty good, so. Like they've done a phenomenal job up until Winslow. They've warned every storm. So maybe they were on a lunch break. I don't know. But we're just here to, you know, cover the gaps that, you know, sometimes the NWS leaves a couple of gaps, and, you know, you got to talk about it. You can't just like ignore it. Like if there's a tornado on the ground and there's no tornado warning, you got to say something, you know. Fortunately, that, yes, does ruin credibility, but, you know, if they don't want to ruin that credibility, they got to be more on it. And they got thousands of more employees than I do. I'm just one guy. All right, latest scan, still something showing up and still a little bit of a couplet there. I still believe that this is probably lifted, but just still erring on the side of caution and still be in your safe spots there in Fritz Corner and Stendal. Red Cross has been called in Castleton, Muncie. Yeah, it's bad up there. We have a storm chaser up there in the flash flood emergencies, and we've been seeing some major flooding. So he's just going out there documenting each instance of it, and he keeps finding it like once every 10 minutes. So it's really flooded up here. Yeah, it's flooded bad up there. So please be careful. Oh, yep, here's another instance. Look. Oh, wait, never mind. Optical illusion. I thought that road was flooded, but it was not. Likely lifted, to be honest. It's glad to see you as well. Welcome in. Yeah, we have flash flood emergencies in Newcastle, I think in Greenfield as well. Let me just double check. No, this one's not a flash flood emergency. So it's really starts in Newcastle. Did they let that expire? Emergency management. Reported. Yeah, I just need a better way to identify flash flood emergencies in the app. I'm gonna work on that after stream. Kind of like what we do for like tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings, just a different color code. Let's see here. Okay, good news. I think we're good. Not seeing any more debris. So I do think this tornado is lifted. Could recycle again though, so I still want Fritz Corner and Stendal to be in their safe spots. That would be officially our third tornado of the day. And there's some flooding. Another great example of some of the flooding here. This is just to the east of Newcastle of flash floods over the roads here. Power outages in Winslow too. Yeah, I think they got directly hit by a tornado.
Yes, I'm not exactly
So,
sure. I wanted to get closer, but like I said, I don't want to go past this first little patch of rushing water. Like, yeah, I'm not taking that risk.
Yeah, that might be hard to explain to the insurance company.
Yeah, that, and plus I don't want to set a bad example for everybody watching.
What a goat. Noah's a goat. Future goat in progress. I know so many storm chasers that would drive right through that flood water. But he said he didn't want to set a bad example, which is, you know, something I've actually haven't really heard before. I don't think I've really heard a storm chaser say that. A new kind of storm chaser setting an example? What? Not running stop signs? Or red lights? We'll take it. Hyden, Indiana. Okay, I've been seeing Hyden, Indiana a billion times in chat, so let me check. Am I spelling it right? Hyden, Kentucky. There's a Hyden, Kentucky. There's no Hyden, Indiana, according to my map. The storm in Indiana coming down in Kentucky, it is. It's going to be coming close to like Owensboro and Tell City later. This is pretty much the only storm we're worried about for now. Some of these storms off to the west might do something funky. We do still have some boundary interactions, but right now they are behaving themselves. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning also over here near Florence, heading into Independence with some 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's in Kentucky. Hopefully their warning API is working better today. Hayden, they were spelling it wrong. Gotta spell your city name right. Come on now. Yeah, just worried about flooding. You got a flash flood warning for your area. We just check to make sure it's not a flash flood emergency. Yeah, it's not a flash flood emergency, but you know, we still got a lot of heavy rain to come, so definitely watch out those rivers and creeks, and please do not drive through the flood waters, please. Please. All right, check our latest here. Yeah, our rotation has completely died on this storm, so I'm going to go ahead and change my title back to tornado warning, because we definitely do not have a tornado on the ground anymore. you please show Jennings County. Sure. Jennings County, Indiana. Yeah, it's the same area. So we just talked about it. It's tornado on the ground. It's not on the ground anymore. It is lifted. We just had a new one on the ground, but that one is lifted. So good news on that, but we're watching to see if this storm can reorganize. It does seem like it's becoming pretty outflow dominant at the moment. So we're still watching. And we also got some storms kind of forming out ahead of this storm, kind of in the same environment. Be interesting to see if those can mature and do anything. And around, don't drown is a very popular statement here in Florida. Yeah. The radar app am I using? This is weathercircle.app. Let me get a link for you. I'll put that there, and then I'll also put it on the bottom. We'll pin it. Yeah, links in the description, or links in the chat if you guys want to join us over here. Weathercircle.app. It's a social media app where you can post stuff like this. Cool little things, and you can, like their stuff. Look, that person got 3 likes. Lucas has 13 followers on weathercircle.app. You can gain clout. You can say hello. You can do storm reports, everything. And you know what? Guess what they do? I zoom out, and then I click show on map. It shows on the map where they are. Not exactly. It disappears when you zoom in too closely, but you can get a general idea of like what's happening over there. And that's the whole point. Also, you can click on the warnings, open chat, and you can talk about the warning. So if you're in the warning directly, you can talk to neighbors and in your area about what is happening with this storm. There's not enough people on the app yet to where this is a super effective thing, but it's a future view. Once we get like 20,000, 30,000 people on the app, this is going to change weather forever. So please join us over here. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Latest scan, we are starting to see a little bit more rotation try to develop back over here near Pikeville. Not super organized yet, but we're keeping an eye on it. The new area there. I'm assuming that's not going to last too long, but it's kind of in the intersection of this outflow boundary. So could be a brief little spin up potential there. Reports on Facebook, Winslow as of 10 minutes ago, tornado on the ground. Yeah, we caught that. Unfortunately, that was not warned. So hopefully it wasn't. Do we know if there's a lot of damage there in Winslow? Like how because they didn't get a warning for that. We were here, we were talking about it as it was going through, but unfortunately they didn't warn it. Super cool idea. Thank you. I agree. And so do the people that use the app. Everybody that I know that uses the app really likes it. And we're going to have it right now. It's just a desktop app, but I am working to get it on Apple and Google Play Store right now. I've sent it in for approval. I keep getting rejections for like stupid reasons, but I have to fix them and then I have to wait for a new approval. So, Apple could be anywhere from 7 to 14 days, and Google could also be anywhere from 7 to 14 days out. But we've done all the hard testing and all that in the background. There's just like some things with Google Play Store, like, an Apple Store and all that, and getting it set up correctly, and so it's not glitchy. But it will soon be released on Apple and Android. How many unwarned tornadoes this year? It's kind of hard to tell. It'd definitely be cool if we had a count for that. Okay, latest scan looks like this rotation is still there, but it's still relatively broad, so not overly concerning. Again, this says radar indicated here. For some reason, my let me read the warning here. Effective unknown. Capable. So yeah, it is. It's weird that my program thinks it's an observed warning, and but the warning on my app says radar indicated. So maybe they are having some issues with their API. You live in a double wide, yeah. I mean, you definitely need to have a plan in place if you get any kind of tornado. Or even strong winds, like those 80-mile-per-hour winds that happened earlier yesterday, and also like getting up to like 100-mile-per-hour winds, that can like completely destroy a trailer. So we got something blocked off over here. Oh yeah, we got a lot more flood water down here. Look at this. This is Noah Miller, or Noah on not Noah Miller, Noah, Storm Chaser Noah. Is his last name Miller? That house is submerged a little bit. Look at that. This is a bad area. Wow. Big time flooding. It's just to the east of Newcastle. Is it free? Some parts of it are free and some parts of it are not.
Go back the way we came.
Like you can't chat for free. You can't.
Say that one more time. I kind of.
You get limited radar frames. Can't look at models
kind of got distracted,
or satellite.
I'm at a place that.
But there are free radar and warnings.
What was up?
Oh, I was asking, since you've given permission, Ryan, does that mean he can use your stream every time now? Like, every time you stream, or is it only for today?
I have no clue, but I have no problem if he uses it in future streams.
Local news station sent out a tornado warning for Pike County, Indiana. Okay. This is what always happens. He's actually talking about, if you heard that conversation, they are talking about setting up a deal with Ryan. Hopefully he doesn't sign an exclusive deal, man. I like Noah. But that's good for him. He deserves it. He's a great storm chaser. He's out there doing covering these floods when no one else is, and he'll be a good addition to anybody's team, and he'll be getting paid more by Ryan than me, so that's good. Glad he's getting the recognition he actually deserves. Yeah, good news. Our rotation is still very weak on this storm right now. I have a feeling they're going to let this tornado warning expire soon, if I had to guess. We do still have severe thunderstorm warnings over here near Tennyson, Gentryville, Dale, Santa Claus, and Ferdinand and Holland. That's about it over here. And then we have another little bit more of a serious severe thunderstorm over here near Custer. This storm is warned for 2-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds going into South Dakota. Hill City, Custer, and Pringle. I need to be watching out for that very damaging hail. That could definitely be an issue. 2-inch hail, that's going to break some windows. You're in a wheelchair? I get it, dude, but please do not post your GoFundMes in chat. We don't know who you are. There's no way that we can do a background check on you. It's not the fact that, we don't necessarily believe you. It's just that we can't get it 100%. So it's nothing against you. Just please do not post that kind of stuff in chat. How's Evansville, Indiana? Evansville is about to get some storms eventually if these storms hold together up to the north. They haven't really been acting like this storm though, so seems like this is just kind of an isolated tornado event here. You thought Roy was in the path of the storm? He is not. No. Which I understand, but trying to get your GoFundMe out is kind of hard, especially when you're low on funds and you're struggling. But this is just not the place to do it. We just can't. I wish I could, while I'm live streaming, do a background check on you and verify all the information and then put your GoFundMe out there. But we just don't have the ability to do that. I'm only one guy. I literally have no one helping. I used to have someone help, but I don't know where they went. Bethany, I still see Beth posting, but maybe she's preoccupied doing other things. I don't know. She doesn't help out anymore. I don't know. This is Evan's place to beg. Yes. That's terrible. That's a terrible thing to say if he's actually in a wheelchair. Hey, step aside, crippled person. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. Why do you guys do this to me in chat? I got a weather stream to fund. That's so messed up. It's so messed up. Well, chat is crazy, I'm telling you. Chat is crazy. All right, good news. Still no new rotation on this storm. Maybe a little bit, actually. Just a teeny tiny bit over there near Zor. Well, yeah, and there's rain wrapping around there. Never mind, take that back. There's a little bit of rotation still on that storm going in towards Holland. That's actually a legitimate signal. It's very weak, but there might be a little bit of inflow making it into that region too. So I'd keep an eye on that near Holland. What did you walk into? No, so a guy posted a GoFundMe chat for people just tuning in. And I had to delete the message because we can't verify those types of things while we're on stream. And then I forget what someone else said. Oh yeah, they said no, this is Evan's place to beg for money. So that led to a joke about how messed up that sounded. It's just so bad. Hey, thank you, 97 for becoming an EF3 member. Thank you so much. All right, Roy. I hate to do this, but I gotta ban him. He could be legit, but he's starting to show scammer type tendencies. I don't know. I can't confirm, but he's got to go. This is not the place. All right. Still watching this storm. The good news is that that little area of rotation we were monitoring is gone again. So it says this tornado warning should be allowed to expire. I think this warning was late because of some sort of API issue. If I had to guess, because the warning came in weird. One of my programs picked it up as an observed tornado, and another one of my programs has picked it up as a radar indicated tornado. So there might be something weird with their APIs. That might be why it was late. It could be something similar as to what happened to Kentucky earlier. Or I'm wondering if maybe the Kentucky is this the Kentucky NWS area? Let me check the warning details. Who issued this tornado warning? Does it tell? Southeast Pike County. That doesn't say in the warning details. Paducah NWS. So that would be, yeah, that would be Kentucky. So yeah. Maybe they're still having hitches. Roy is gone, Ben. He's gone. It's too late. NWS was broadcasting warnings 13 minutes late yesterday. Yeah, it was weird. It was weird because, like, I don't know. It still doesn't really make sense to me because a lot of those warnings were for parts of the storms that weren't really rotating. So it seems like there might be more to that story than meets the eye. We just kind of got like a brief overview. The NWSs usually don't really say too much about internal processes until you call them out on Twitter. Man, this flood is bad over here. I'm hoping the people that were in that house is gone, because if they're still around, that's scary. They're trapped. But there'd be like boats over there, I would assume, if there was somebody in that house. I'm assuming they've evacuated. But yeah, this is over here just east of Newcastle, where we have still some very bad flooding. There's flash flood emergencies ongoing up here, and it's bad. Okay, I think Ben is Roy's second account. I think I can now confirm it is definitely a scammer. That was definitely a scammer. And this is Noah on YouTube, Noah Miller. If you guys, you know, are more concerned about the flooding, like if you live further up north near Newcastle and you just want every single one of his updates, I'd probably go watch him instead of me, because we're going to be covering this severe weather down here. We're also going to be going to him every now and then, but you know, if you just want to be like there supporting him while he's doing this, Noah Miller on YouTube, that's how you find him. Or Storm Chaser Noah, I think is how I find him. Ben is Roy 2.0. Yes. Are you Roy or Ben 3.0? I don't know.
This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Yeah, it's the latest here on the flooding. Still very bad. That road is completely impassable, and that neighborhood is flooded. Wonder what this storm right here is going to do as it merges into this. Because there is enough storm relativity to support a little bit more of a discrete storm, and it's also going to interact with this outflow boundary. It's always hard to tell how these microphysics are going to interact with each other, but definitely worth keeping an eye on that. Wouldn't say it's over quite yet. Hey, thank you, KY Plays, Daniel, Metallic 97, and Nathan for subscribing. Thank you so much. Springfield, Illinois. You guys have some storms to your south, I believe, but nothing bad coming your way. You guys are good. How's Indianapolis, Indiana looking tonight? Should be relatively rain-free. We could do a quick little forecast model. From the HRRR. Yeah, rain's gonna move out. Yeah, I should say relatively dry. Maybe tomorrow, though, could get another cluster of thunderstorms and some damaging wind problems. And maybe on the southern side of that, probably going to be pretty capped out. I doubt we're going to see much atmospheric recovery. So it's probably going to be pretty similar today, just a lot more rain and maybe adding to the flooding issues. And then maybe one of these storms further down to the south can cause a tornado problem again as that atmosphere recovers. And then we actually get a little bit more of an organized system kind of moving into like the Iowa area on Friday, maybe. Pretty interesting. It's actually like it looks like a little bit like not like an MCS, but a little bit more like a regular storm. All right, latest scan, still looking good for rotation. Still looking good. How about you? I don't know where you live. Still. Is Lagluti? No, Lagudi, sorry. Is Labooty? Just kidding. Yeah, Laguti's good. It should remain pretty clear until tomorrow. Yeah, tornado warning has officially been allowed to expire. So that's good news. I mean, other than this storm, it's pretty quiet in Indiana. Other than that major flash flooding. You got the major flash flooding, you've got this storm, and then you've got this one. In terms of severe weather, what I meant, it's pretty quiet. And we'll see what these storms can do. I want to wait till this merger happens, and then, you know, if that doesn't really do much, then it might have just been like a brief little threat here. We'll see. I'm the guys in the Keys. Did you see the first entering area pop off of Africa? Yes. You mean this little guy back over here? We got two little areas off of Africa right now. This one is looking a little interesting. I think we have our NH. I wonder if we have our tracks in yet. Yeah, the spaghetti model plots only come out when the storm happens. But this is going to potentially track pretty close to the Lesser Antilles. It might go north of the Lesser Antilles, or it might go into the Lesser Antilles as a weaker system initially. As it's not super favorable. I do want to do I wish we had a little bit more time. Hopefully, I think tomorrow's going to be a little bit, in the air, kind of like today. We might have to go. Yeah, day 2 is a marginal risk, though. Day 3 is also a marginal risk. Could get an upgrade to a slight risk back over here near like Illinois and Indiana potentially as we go into tomorrow. But yeah, we have multiple tropical threats. And we also have one that could potentially form near Hawaii. I don't know why that one's not showing up on the map. Might have a gap in my program, unless it's this one, but I don't think. Not sure if that's right. I have to check the actual page. A notification for a spooky looking shelf cloud looking towards Louisville from a local news outlet. Ooh. Spooky looking shelf cloud. Oh yeah, it's just an outflow boundary. Nothing dangerous. Nothing dangerous coming with that. Looking at that shelf cloud right now. Take a photo and send it to me on Twitter or on your Weather Circle. But yeah, Hawaii needs to be watching out, and then over here in the Lesser Antilles. Those are kind of our threats. We don't really have any definite United States threats yet, so I haven't really been talking about it too much in detail. But could go over to tropical tidbits really quick. I mean, there's not a whole lot happening, so let's just do that really quick. We'll do a little bit about tropical tidbits. It's been a while since we've been on tropical tidbits. Satellite, I don't know, forecast models. Okay, and then we'll change our region. We'll first look at the tropical Atlantic. So this is what the GFS is saying about our storm. It's saying that it struggles to materialize, brings a lot of rain though. You guys do need rain down there. Lots of drought has been happening. And then our secondary system on the GFS doesn't really do much either. It just seems like we're hitting a lot of dry air and shear. So GFS not too bullish on either one of those systems. That could change. So the Euro kind of says the same thing, mainly just a rainstorm for both of those. So we got agreement there. And the APHIS also agrees with that. So yeah, again, not really expecting much out of that. But if we go over to the Central Pacific here, we got Hawaii right there. Here's the APHIS run. You can see that potentially a tropical storm could impact Hawaii. Okay, pretty close to a direct impact, if not a direct impact into the big island there. I don't know what that one's called. Keep forgetting. And then we have the Euro run. that actually brings us south of Hawaii. So that's a little bit of a track shift there. It's a little bit of a stronger storm because it doesn't interact with land as much. We got the GFS, probably the strongest solution here, with 989 as it goes into the mainland. That looks like a direct impact. Then we also have our hurricane models, I think, out for this one as well. I would assume it's this one. Yeah. Hurricane models are also hinting at a direct impact of potentially hurricane or tropical storm force strength. That would be Sunday morning. So yeah, definitely worth keeping an eye on that storm in Hawaii. Definitely worth. It is potential cyclone 1 right now, so that's why it's not showing up on the map. That's where the missing thing is. I don't keep track of potential cyclones on the app, so just another thing to fix. We got to make flash flood emergencies a little bit more obvious on the map, and we've got to make sure that our tropical we're pulling tropical data for potential cyclones too. When will Greensboro, North Carolina get rain? Well, you guys didn't y'all get rain like yesterday or the day before? I'm pretty sure y'all got some not too long ago. Are we likely to get tornadoes today in Louisville? No, just rain. Maybe some flooding would be your main threat. Yeah, just mainly rain. These storms over here are our most tornadic storms, and they're taking a break right now. We are watching to see how these mergers are going to happen, though. This storm to the south could tap in. It's getting close. You can see that it has a boundary here, and then our main boundary that's been causing tornadoes is up here a little bit further to the north. So this one's probably got a little bit more vorticity there. So once these collide somewhere around Gentryville, either the storm will rapidly organize and try to drop a tornado, or it will immediately go north of that boundary and die. That's what we're watching for, and that's going to happen within about 5 to 10 minutes. So we'll know more about Gentryville here in a little bit, and that's in southern Indiana. And these storms are moving eventually into Kentucky. They're going to be going towards like Tell City. And we have these storms over here that could eventually become severe as well, with some damaging winds. Not going to be as much of a tornado threat, but some damaging winds, up to 60-mile-per-hour winds, are going to be possible over there near Highland, Melody Hill, and Chandler, and eventually might hit Evansville as well down there. Everywhere else is just dealing with a lot of flooding. You can see almost all of like central to central eastern Indiana is green, and that's because we've just had so much rain over here. We turn on our total precipitation, and then for 72 hour, or just for the 24-hour mark, you can see that we have had anywhere from 5 to 10 inches of rain over here near Newcastle and Richmond. So big time flooding has been happening over there as well. So not a good situation up there. We've been seeing a lot of flooding. We got Noah Miller out there covering the storms, so are covering the rain and the flooding. So every time he gets close to that, we switch over to him. We'll probably rate him at the end of the stream too. Was Austin Scottsburg pretty much in the clear? I think I saw Austin earlier. Let me see. Austin, Indiana. Yeah, you guys are in the clear. You're not even in flash flood warning, so that's good. You missed pretty much everything today. Could see some more severe weather tomorrow, though, so I would be keeping your eye on the latest forecast there. Storms near Columbia, Missouri. These guys back over here, let me actually look at the mesoscale analysis to give you like a good understanding. Yeah, it's a little bit capped out. There's some decent instability to the south. Mid-level lapse rates are a little bit low. Low-level lapse rates are a little bit low. Minimal forcing, so those storms will maybe have some severe weather potential. Let me see where our 700. There's a little shortwave over there, so they could mature and become severe. But that'll probably be moving to your east. If you get some storms formed to your west, though. Let me see. Wind shear effective. How's that? Man. Yeah, if those storms don't completely fizzle, they're going to be in a tornadic environment. But the HRRR says these storms should fizzle because of that lack of forcing. And because of that little capping inversion that's in place over there. All right, the storm is now interacting with our northern boundary, not completely. You can see our mesocyclone is here. Northern boundary is there, so it's still got maybe another scan or two before it completely interacts. But you can see there is some rotation already trying to form on this, so not overly surprising. Just continuing to watch this storm south of Gentryville. Appreciate you. Yeah, no problem. Greenfield, Ohio, just a lot of rain. Your next chance for anything severe in Ohio is going to be tomorrow. And that'll be mainly southern Ohio, if anything. But you might just get rain again. Got a message out of Winslow. Trees down and many roads closed off. Is that? Yeah, Winslow. That was the area that got hit by the tornado earlier. Yeah. Unfortunately, that was unwarned. Is there any structures impacted? Check mine. Jennings County. We've already talked about Jennings County, I thought. Isn't that over here? Pretty sure we already talked about Jennings County. Maybe you left. Jennings County. Yeah. Just you're in a flash flood warning right now. It's not a flash flood emergency. The rain is tapering off. I'd be careful. You know, if you see some flooding waters, but your next severe threat will likely be tomorrow if it does develop. So you're good enough for today. Just be careful when you're driving around. Still waiting on the latest scan for this storm. Thank you, Dogman WX, for subscribing. And also, guys, we're still not even at 5% of our donation goal. Like, you guys do realize that this goal is so that we stay alive. So if you have any spare money, please donate. You know, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, or on YouTube. Better here, though, than on YouTube because we get 100%. We're not even close to our goal. We are slacking a little bit this month. We're slacking a little bit. Just saying. If we don't hit our goals, I'm screwed. Just saying. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. I do have bills to pay. All right, latest scan. Back over here. Still some rotation as our storm gets closer to our little boundary here. So this could actually try to wrap up as it hits that boundary. Hey, I'm Storm Chaser and work closely with Noah Miller. Feel free to use my feed whenever I go live. Okay. Jared Vogel WX. You go to your channel. Check you out. I'll give you a little subscription. Oh, yeah. Do you go live often? Seems like you go live when you can. Yeah, I mean, whenever you do go live, just send something in chat and hopefully I see it. But it's gonna be hard to completely, you know, like monitor that constantly. I do appreciate it though. Any tornado threat for Princeton? I don't think so. If I remember where Princeton is. Hold on, let me check. I think you're talking about... Man, there's so many different... You have to tell me the... There's so many different Princetons. You have to tell me the state. You make sure you guys are caught up on the stream as well. Sometimes you can get behind, so. Hey, Sonia, welcome in. It's been a while. Yeah, it's north of Evansville, but we do have the storm coming in. We should actually be able to get a view on this, actually. Let me check this camera. Oh, I lied. Try again. See if it loads. We do have multiple cameras down there. Hopefully one of them loads. Jeez. Why are y'all's camera networks so finicky? Back over here, maybe. Okay, it could just be like a load camera issue. So let me just do this and then make it a multicam and just let it load for a second and just see. Sometimes it does this and then it does eventually load. So we'll see. Hello, hello, welcome in. Welcome to Indiana. Yeah. Is y'all Wi-Fi like bad or something? It's getting dark and thundering in Evansville. Yeah, you do have a storm approaching. It's non-severe right now, but I wouldn't rule out a severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, this storm is now fully wrapping into that outflow. Oh, wow. It's just outside of Evansville. Let me move out of y'all's way. Actually, some pretty strong winds with this storm. This might get a severe warning right before Evansville. Just put all your tax money into flock cameras. Why are you guys doing that? What state is Goshen in? How am I doing today? I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there. Just been working. Sometimes I get a little bit stressed. As I've been working like 12 hours a day for like, I don't know how long. By the way, this storm is, this wind is coming towards Evansville right now. So it's going to get a little windy. Could get a severe thunderstorm warning on this right before it comes in. Let's back out over. Oh, why did I exit out of that camera? Now we got to wait for it to load again. Oh, wait, it loaded immediately. I will take it. Is that a motorcycler? Dude's on a motorcycle driving straight into a severe thunderstorm warning. I think it just got warned. Or maybe not. I guess they warned this. For 1.25 inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Yeah, it's wrapping into that outflow boundary, but it's not increasing the rotation. So it looks like it's just moving too fast into the outflow to really do anything, thankfully. Crap, that's not even the same shirt. It's not even gonna work. Not even the same shirt. It was nice earlier. Yeah. There's still some pretty decent wins here. Let's see if we can like get out ahead of this. Maybe. See like a shelf cloud. I bet you there's a nice shelf cloud with this. Oh yeah, look at that. Wow. There's a little shelf cloud back in there. Look at that. This is in Evansville, so you can see the storm is approaching. If you live in Evansville, you probably recognize this area. I don't know, you tell me. You hearing any thunder in Des Moines? Yeah, this is near downtown, yep. I'm telling you guys, I said this last time and I'll say it again. Flock cameras are, yes, invasive and they shouldn't be there, but you guys need to be focusing more on the real problem, which is the phone in your pocket. That thing can literally track you anywhere. Like it literally sends you ads because you walked past a business's Wi-Fi and the Wi-Fi connected to your phone or monitored your phone, and then it knows where you move. Oh, look at that little lightning bolt. No, it just came up on more flooding. All right, we'll go check it out. Oh yeah, look at this. Business is getting submerged over here. This is just south and east of Newcastle. Wow. Phone is useful to you, sure, but I mean, if the government tracking you is your main concern, then it's your phone is the problem. Flock cameras can just tell when you drive by them. That's it. Your phone is tracking your every single move. Flock is tracking your phone now too. It's that easy. I'm not saying don't worry about Flock. That is not my point. What I am saying is you should also be worried about your phone. If you want to take a stance against, governments and companies being able to monitor your every single move, and you want more privacy, you need to be focused on both ends. You need to be focused on both ends. That's all I'm saying. Government has to get a warrant for the phone records. No. Not really. Like if it's for a crime, yes. But so I met with a person that does marketing, not 3 years ago for another one of my businesses, the gold and silver business I used to be more involved in. And all of that is for marketing. And it's basically your apps in your phone are selling your data constantly to these marketing businesses so that they can serve you ads in the most effective way possible. And so a company like Palantir could potentially sell that information to the government. It doesn't have to be necessarily disclosed. They're not going to know your exact identity, I don't think, because a lot of that's anonymized, but they can still track your every movement. There's a lot of things that are tracking your every movement. We have no privacy. Privacy is kind of a farce. Yeah, that's that storm. What we're watching right now is the storm coming into Indiana. And we're about to get the gust front, it seems like. So we'll see how strong these winds are. Or they're in Evansville, sorry. This is coming into Evansville. Oh my gosh. We got a car submerged in water here in Wayne County, Indiana. That's not good. I think I'm a little bit behind on this stream, but look at that car. Oh no. Is there anybody in there?
Make sure I'm not in their way.
A new special event has
It looks like someone's getting a boat in there. Let me just see if he like zoomed in. Yeah, this area is completely submerged. We got tons of houses submerged. I can't tell if there's anybody in that car. Hopefully not. Yeah, that's a lot of flooding. And this is a pretty populated area. We got that RV underwater, that house underwater over there. Yeah, wildlife officer with a boat. Yeah. Yeah, there's been water rescues happening. But this is like some of the, I would say this is some of the most impactful flooding we've seen. We've seen a lot of roads flooded, but this like entire neighborhood looks like it's flooded. Think Noah's stuck? No, he's not. You can see there's the water edge and then the roads there. So he's still not in the, but man, that flooding is getting pretty close. Seems like the water is rising still.
attention. A new special event has been issued.
So yeah, this is Cambridge City, Indiana, everybody. There is a water rescue apparently.
But all right, y'all, I think I'm going to get off. I'll be back on. I'm still monitoring the radar. If something else pops off of these storms, I will get back on and cover it. But I'm going to get back to work on my sim and fix some issues with Weather Circle. In Evansville, you got some gusty winds coming in and some heavy rain, so watch out for that. No tornado threat with that storm, though. We are going to raid Ryan. I want to raid him while I still have a decent amount of viewers, because what he is doing over there is super important. So I want to make sure that I get everybody over there. And you guys show him some support, please. He's doing really good reporting out there. Not Ryan, Noah. Why did I say Ryan? Noah. We're going to raid Noah. Jeez Louise. My brain's already cooked. Brain's already cooked, y'all. It's already cooked. And it's the day's barely even started. Yeah, I'm gonna raid him. Thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah, you know, if you know anybody that lives in any of the tornado affected areas, please be reaching out to them and to your emergency management and seeing what you guys can do in terms of donations and all that kind of stuff. We also have Storm Rubicon in our description if you want to donate there for storm recovery. And I will see you guys, hopefully not today again. Hopefully this is the end of it, but I'm sending you guys over there right now. Show them some support.